Alright, morning all. So we had some fun and games here yesterday. We're on day 3 at the moment, but so yesterday we was working away clearing this sort of area here, and we had the council turn up. Basically, long and short of it is, there's a bit of a dispute at the moment. The landowner's saying that it wasn't hedges or bushes or anything like that, which, to be fair, I tend to agree with him. It was just sort of ivory and stuff like that. It just traiped along the ground and it just built up a little bit. It wasn't what I call a boundary, but that's for them to dispute, not me. So yeah, basically by that time we had pretty much done it all, so they need to go and have a chat about that. I don't know whether he's got permission or not, but like I said, if we do any work for you, please make sure you've got permission to do everything, because it comes back on you, not us. So yeah, obviously we are putting in the new ditch here, so we've cleared the area, we've backfilled this ditch here. Obviously we've got to tidy it up and get it all sorted, but so we've put the new ditch in, which you can see here. So we just stepped it because we couldn't get to the side here, because although this was meant to be empty, this ditch here, it's not. It wasn't. There's about 2 foot of water in it, so we've tried our best to sort of dredge it out as best we can, but ultimately there's still water in there, so it's very soft. You don't really want to put the machine on it, because if we get it in there and we can't get it back out, it's going to be a lot of problems. So this is holding water at the moment because of the great design of this drainage ditch, which, bearing in mind, the council owned up to doing yesterday. There is a bloody great big tree completely blocking the water draining away, or stopping it from flowing anyway. But here you can see the tree, and you can see this actually holds water anyway over here. So it's a pretty crap stream, or drainage ditch, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know whether you can see through there, but there's absolutely no way the water's going to flow off this site. All it's doing is just basically seeping down and drying down into the ground. All that road over there, that drains all down into this. And then anything that comes sort of here, you've got a hill at the top here as well, that all sort of comes down here and makes its way over into here. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the ass, but there you go. So today we're just going to basically get this drainage ditch here all levelled out as best we can. We don't have enough material to fill it all and get it all, flat and everything like that the owner wants. We don't have the material, so we can't do that. But we'll get the majority of it done, so it's just a case he's got to come in here, have a couple of loads, tip it out and spread it about. That'll be at a later date. We need to get this caravan moved here, and we need to get basically in the back up to that boundary line, which you can just see. Just basically need to clean the scrub off the floor. Anything we can do in the machine. We have got a tree. Well, we've got a load of trees like this, but so we've got this tree here, which, as you can see, they're all dead. They're all falling over, and it's gone over like that. And it's overhanging the carriageway, so we can't really do much with it with the machine, because one, we don't want to pull it into us, because if it comes, it's going to hit the cab and we're going to be in serious trouble. And two, if we do hit it or dislodge it, it's going down onto next door neighbour's property. I don't even know what you want to call that, but either so, we can't damage it. So that's probably going to have to get left, and they're going to have to get some chainsaws in here and sort it out. This tree's leaning as well. You can see all the trees here are just, they're knackered. They really need to go through and rip the whole lot out, but like I said, the councilman turned up and he was sort of questioning trees being cut down and stuff like that, which, I haven't cut any trees down. I think the owner's done that some time before. But yeah, here's a couple of the stumps that we've pulled out. These big old things made that machine grunt. You can see there they've got to be a couple ton each. Obviously with all the dirt and all that around them, doesn't help things. There's so this guy next door has looked after his. You can see that it looks relatively decent. His is flowing on down, his flows into here, and then it just basically keeps backtracking up into that property down the bottom there. But you know, until he gets his ditches cleaned down on that other piece of property, this is always just going to hold water, unfortunately. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm expecting a visit from the councilman today. The landowner's aware of it. He's not bothered. His attitude is it's his problem, not mine. So, but yeah, due to that, we've cut a little bit short on the work. So rather than being here for another 2 days, we'll probably only be here today. Hopefully, as I'll just quite happily get away from this one now. Yeah, still got the nodding horse. Right, let's get this done. Right guys, that was eventful. That was an eventful job. So we've had to cut the job short, obviously, because of disagreements between hedge lines and God knows what. So the last bit of the video you see is probably me just coming down, levelling off the ditch and stuff like that, and just getting it somewhere near it. Can't compact it because it's so wet underneath it, but anyway, so just before we were sort of finishing off the ditch, we had a visit from one of the council guys. So we spoke to him, basically explains what we've been asked to do, and whether he agreed we can do it or not. Obviously we don't do anything that we're not supposed to be doing. If the landowner hasn't got permission, then you know that's his problem, not mine. I'm not going to make it any worse for him or for us or anyone like that. So unbelievable. So we had Jesus Christ, look. It's not a good place to park, is it? Anyway, so yeah, so we had some other little jobs that we needed to do there, which we basically ran them through the councilman and explained, and he said that he said not to do them. So I'm not going to do it. You know, we've been told by authority not to do it, so we're not going to do it, and that's that really. We have finished off laying the ditch in. Just before we packed up, I'm literally now sat waiting to meet the lorry driver to give him the key to the machine, because he was going to be a couple of hours, and obviously we're done. It's a coded key, so you know, some bits and pieces. But so I was literally just cleaning up the machine, fueling it up and everything like that, and another two people turned up, I think from the water board or something along that, basically checked the ditch. So the ditch is fine. What we've done is fine, but it's whether or not, I mean, there's basically a dispute over who owns what land. So the landowner thinks that he owned the lot, so he was going to pick the ditch up and push it over, which is fine, makes sense, you know, so he can use the land. Councilman turned up and seems to think that anything from the ditch towards the road is not his. So if that's the case, he's just bought a piece of land which is half the size than he thought it was. So that's not good. That's not good for him anyway. So yeah, so anyway, we've moved the ditch. The original ditch was blocked by a giant tree that was basically falling down and stuff like that, so they need to get a tree surgeon in to take that down and sort that out, but ultimately the ditch is fine. We spoke with them, gave as much detail as we possibly can, you know, and gave them the number to the actual client. Now I can try and go get paid, which is going to be fun. But yeah, so we're basically, what are we now? We're 11 o'clock. We were supposed to be there all of today and all of tomorrow, and obviously we're not, because to be fair, we got on well with it, we didn't mess around with it, but secondly, yeah, there's a few jobs now we can't do, so rather rubbish. But there you go. If any of you do have any bright ideas that you want to, you know, change hedges and stuff like that, then please check before you do it, and certainly please check before you call anyone like us in, because it's a bit of a pain in the ass. I mean, it's not coming back on us, it's not our problem. You know, landowners told us to go and do it, so we've gone and done it. He hasn't done his due diligence, so we've literally got to wait for well, he's going to wait now and find out what's going on. To be fair, the last bloke we spoke to, he said he rides his bike up and down that road quite often, and he said he's never noticed any hedges there. He doesn't think it was hedges. I don't think it was hedges personally myself. It was more, you know, brambles or whatever. But yeah, it wasn't very high or anything like that. It wasn't thick or anything. So yeah, I mean, I didn't really think it was hedges myself. But there you go. They said they're going to go and check things like Google Street View and things like that, and sort of have a look, see what it was, sort of how thick it was and stuff like that. But ultimately, we're done now. I'm really glad to be away from that site. You know, it's nice enough. I'll put some pictures on the end so you can have a look and just see what you think. Didn't have enough material to backfill the ditch completely, but we've left the bottom half out so we can get a lorry and tips and a couple of loads in there just to fill it up so we can use it as level playing field kind of thing. Yeah, eventful. I'm going to go home and have a beer. Cheers.